Grüezi miteinander, Gregory von Lebe Stark here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are over-delivering. I just saw in the chat that there is another video that's premiering right now, a workout. And yeah, you know, it's not intentional, but let me just check if the system is working. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, the system is working, it's running. So some of the Lebe Stark subscribers are now doing a workout. It's the second video that's running on the channel. And the second part of you are joining me on the stream. It's a mistake, I apologize, but I'm producing content like a madman right now. And my goal is to deliver a video each and every day, at least until the end of the year, and see what happens. And yeah, now normally when I stream, I don't deliver a on-demand video, but here I go. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much for joining. We have something in store for you, and that is we want to engage in this powerful masterclass that I want to share with you, learning the snatch and the Turkish get-up, two of the most advanced exercises that you can learn. And I realized that I have a couple of videos of the snatch on the channel, but they're not as detailed as this one that I'm about to, or as this video or this stream, this material that I'm about to share with you. So, matter of fact, let's get into it. Everything is working. So once again, thank you for joining. Don't forget this, but before we get started, I always have to tell you guys, you know what's up, you know what's up.
Stravo, my name is of no importance to you. Just know this. I sponsored today's video of Lebe Stark. In the back you see my friend Igor. We are both hunting for good kettlebell channels. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Lebe Stark YouTube channel. Or else, comrade, we can't consider you to be a true student of the art of kettlebell training.
It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, these powerful kettle marks. Oh, I love them. So, let's get into this. This is going to be a detailed class. So if you're into the easy digestible stuff, this is not the proper video for you. This video is for you if you want to geek out on the snatch and on the Turkish get up. So this is the masterclass, ladies and gentlemen. How to learn the snatch and the Turkish get up, and how you can use a proven, tested, and tried strategy to learn the snatch and the Turkish get up in order, because there's a why. Why are we doing this? In order to save time without trying to figure it out by yourself. The reason why I want to emphasize the proven strategy is because we work with people in real life. This is not just some theoretical knowledge or fundamental that I'm trying to share with you. This has been proven to be very valuable in real life. So what we are going to do right now is, let me just check if everything's running smoothly. We want to learn the snatch and the get up. So there's three things that we're about to do. First of all, I'm going to prove to you that you can learn this. There's a simple concept that I want you to grasp. Number two, we are going to unlearn stuff that is wasting your time. And number three, I want to give you, a matter of fact, you are going to learn a specific strategy so you can learn and memorize and perfect the snatch as well as the Turkish get up right now. So here's how I'm going to prove that you can learn this. And this concept that I'm about to share with you has been inspired by one of our members and clients. His name is Sean. And he recently asked me this question. He said, simplified, what program did you do to get where you are? What program do you follow to reach this type of expertise or level, however you want to call it, when it comes to kettlebell training? And this is going to apply to the snatch and the get up. As a matter of fact, it's going to apply to the long cycle, the press, the squat, the deadlift, the swing, whatever have you. I always use the same 3 fundamental core concepts. Step number 1, I want to learn the fundamentals. I want to learn the theoretical basis of the particular exercise in question. Number 2, I want to put in the reps. And if you ask me right now, how many reps do I have to put in? My answer would be all of them. It just doesn't stop. Matter of fact, today I was doing a jerk with double 24s. This is the weight that is currently really challenging me. And today, my jerk set was trash. I didn't like it. It didn't feel good. There were maybe a couple of good reps, but the rest was wasted, as well as in the long cycle. Always combine the jerk, the deadlift, and the long cycle in a circle. 1 minute per exercise, that's 3 minutes of work. Matter of fact, that's the video that's rolling right now, if I am not mistaken, on the channel. And it didn't feel right. But here comes step number 3. I don't get distracted because I don't care. Because if we get distracted, this is going to rob us of process, of progress, and the process. We don't trust the process, therefore we get distracted, therefore we don't see progress. So think about it. Seriously, it's always the same 3 steps. We do step number 1 to understand the basic principle of the exercise in question. If I don't understand it, how am I supposed to learn it? By just watching somebody do it, like many of you do, which I really appreciate. We get so much feedback on the YouTube channel that people get a lot out of this, out of the work that we put out, the workouts and stuff. Yet, what I'm going to share right now is just this detailed approach and the fundamentals that you understand why you have to do certain things. And then you don't have to go on a merry-go-round to find out, okay, well, why or how or whatever. And step number 2 is, as soon as I have gained the knowledge and the understanding, I have to apply it by executing it. You've maybe heard of this. How is that? Oh, and now it escapes me. Knowledge is king, right? Or knowledge is key. Or knowledge is power. And while this is true, I'd like to extend this statement by one little verb, and that is applied knowledge is power. Just knowing stuff is one thing, but applying the knowledge and then getting the results out of it, this is where true power lies. Step number 3, you rinse and repeat the same process because repetition is the mother of expertise / perfection. So here comes the unlearning. What I'm about to share with you right now are 4 myths that surround the snatch and the get up. But maybe you can extend these myths to other exercises as well, not just limited to the realm of kettlebells. Number 1, the snatch destroys my wrist and my palm skin. This right here, all right, you see this? And whenever you bring the kettlebell overhead, it slams on your wrist and you are, matter of fact, destroying your forearm and your wrist. This is only half true. It does destroy your wrist if you are using maybe a cast iron kettlebell. We have heard feedback from some of our subscribers who say, when I've switched to the competition kettlebell, this is when I realized, wow, now there's no slamming going on. But still you have people who've mastered it with the cast iron, and I was snatching with the cast iron as well, and I wasn't slamming my wrist. So there's a particular important aspect that I'm going to share right now, which you will learn in order to make this go away. and destroying your palm skin. I mean, this is a kettlebell hand. I hope you can see it clearly. And yes, I do have calluses, but I can't remember the last time I really had some slashed open gashes, bloody gashes on my palm skin, because it's all about developing the proper technique. And if you remember from the previous setting, it's all about putting in the reps. Myth number 2, the get-up is only reserved for heavyweights. That's one camp that says if we do the Turkish get-up, it might as well be heavy, or it's not useful at all. And then the other camp says the get-up is only reserved for light weights. And I believe the get-up is reserved for light, moderate, and heavy weights. You can do the get-up with each and every weight you want to, if you have mastered proper technique. Are there some diminishing returns if you go very high? Probably. The question is what your goal is, but it's most definitely achievable. And maybe you want to set a PR and just having fun with the exercise. And hey, using heavier weights still means that your body has to work a little bit harder. Doing the get-up with fairly light weights can still be a challenge, especially for people who are just starting out. The next myth is both exercises are prone to injury. And here, I want to make it very clear. They are only prone to injury, or you are prone to injury with these two exercises. Man, Gypsy's going nuts. I don't know what's going on with my boy. Gypsy! So both exercises are prone to injury, or you are prone to injury, if you don't understand the fundamentals. And you are still prone to injury if you know the fundamentals, but you don't apply them. And the final myth, and this is maybe not a very satisfying answer for you. There are a couple of camps that say there's only one way to do it. So here I am telling you no. There's multiple ways to do a snatch, and there's multiple ways to do a Turkish get-up. And matter of fact, with the Turkish get-up, I'm going to show you my reimagined version of the get-up that I now use with light, moderate, as well as heavy weights. And I really like it and enjoy it that way. So here's what we're going to do right now, and here's what you can do to improve your snatch and your get-up. We have to talk about the fundamentals first before we start moving. Hence, I'm sitting here talking to you. So, let's learn the snatch phases first. We have a couple of phases, and you might want to screenshot this because I believe this is going to help you. We have a total, in my perspective and in my opinion, we have 9 phases that incorporate the swing. And this idea of phasing out the exercises is something that I have learned from my mentor, Steve Carter, because he says when you have a complex exercise like the snatch, you want to use a certain deconstruction philosophy. You want to deconstruct the exercise to understand it, put it in its different parts, and then we put it all together. So with phase number 1, we start in the backswing. And what you see me demonstrate right here is I have a so-called backhand where my thumb is pointing backwards. You can, of course, do this with a front hand where the thumb is pointing up. So as soon as my arm fully connects with my body, I engage into phase number 2, and that is hip drive. So how do I accelerate from my hips? I'm pushing my hips, I'm pushing my knees forward, and then I push my hips forward. This incorporates the so-called pendulum leg action. A complicated word, but it's not as hard to do or not as hard to execute once you understand the basics. Then we have phase number 3. We have an acceleration pull that's happening approximately on chest level, and then we start leaning back a little bit. Now, why do we start? Wait a second. Gypsy, fertig, liggen. Fertig. And he's just, I don't know. His hormones. Wait a second. Fertig. Fertig, boy. Good. Yeah. You know, I always gotta educate in all areas. So, acceleration pull happens on chest level. Why do I lean back? Because I want to decrease the distance from the bell to my center of mass. Hence, I'm using my body to close that distance, and I'm using my body as a lever. So then, that hand insertion happens approximately on overhead at shoulder level. So this is where I jump into the so-called hook grip, where the kettlebell lands right here. Approximately here, this is the handle, down here. And then I have to, phase number 5, I stop the bell in the overhead top fixation, and that's something that you're going to learn because you need a lot of hip drive, you need a lot of momentum, and you have to have a loose arm. But once the kettlebell lands overhead in the top fixation, you have to really tense your arm and break that momentum. Maybe you've experienced this. You swing it up and you almost do a backflip because there's so much momentum going. And you have to really stop it in place and then fix the kettlebell. That's why it's called fixation. You want to fixate the kettlebell overhead. Number 6 is the so-called corkscrew initiation. So what I do is, once the kettlebell's overhead, is the only thing that I do to start the amortization phase where the kettlebell drops is I just turn my palm towards me. And then it looks a little bit something like this. You could also call it a light bulb screwing or whatever have you, just something that you can memorize. I just call it the corkscrew. So boom, the palm faces towards me. Now the kettlebell travels around my forearm. So what happens? Gravity sets in. So number 7 happens. I lean back a little bit. I switch the grip from the hook grip into the finger. So I have to jump back. And then, approximately on hip level, I engage fully into this amortization phase. And then number 9 is the backswing. And depending on the weights I'm using, I lean back. With heavier weights, I lean back a little bit more. With lighter weights, I don't lean as far back as I would do with a heavy weight. So this is the fundamental aspect of a proper snatch. 9 phases that you want to memorize. So now we have the fundamentals down pat of the snatch. Let's jump. Oh, before we jump to the Turkish, I came up with this phrase that you might want to screenshot or you might want to write it down as well. I call it, the hips lead, the arm heaves. Remember this. The hips take the lead and the arm just heaves. Okay? This is what the arm is doing. This acceleration pull is happening from your shoulder and your arm as well as from your abdominal area. But the hips take over the brunt of the weights. And this propulsion phase, 80% of the propulsion phase where the kettlebell travels upwards has to come from your hips. If 80% comes from your arms, you've probably experienced this as well. You burn out your forearms, you have to put the kettlebell down, and then you are stuck. Or you have to rest. So now let's jump into the get-up phases. There's 20 of them. Like I mentioned, we're going to jump into details. So here we are. We have phase number 1. You might have to zoom a little bit. We have phase number 1 on the left side, upper left side of your left-hand corner. We call this the fetal position. This is a setup. So I grab the kettlebell. Phase number 2 is I have my ground set up. So I'm laying on my back, and depending on how well your hip is built, in my case, my right leg, I really point it out fairly far outside. I really place the foot outside, pushing it diagonally away from me. Since I have a very loose hip, I'm able to do this. Maybe if you have tight hips, because maybe you have a so-called Celtic hip, then you're maybe not able to do this. Phase number 3 is the chest press. So now I have the setup. You don't see it on the picture. My left arm has contact with the floor. Don't worry, we're going to jump into the demo real quick. And then I press the kettlebell overhead. So from this position, I'm moving my whole body weight to my left elbow. I call this the half sit-up. And then, once I'm in that half sit-up position, I go into the full sit-up. This is phase number 5. Phase number 6 is the hip bridge. So once I'm down in the position, I have to lift my hips up. And then I have to pull my leg in. We call it the leg sweep. This is phase number 7. Phase number 8, we call this the half kneeling open position. This is a position that's not easy to hold, but you have to get used to it. Now, phase number 9, in this case, I do the front leg turn. I'm going to show you all the different moves that you can do in the get up in a second. And then I stand up. So I'm overhead, stand up, shoulder width stance. And now I have to go back down. I go into a reverse lunge with my left leg. I do the front leg turn with my right leg back. That's phase 12. Phase 13 is this windmill. So I have to go down, look for the floor, facing the kettlebell. Then I go into the leg sweep again because the leg that's behind me, I got to put it to the front. Then I go down on my hips. I'm back in that sit-up position. I go down on my elbow. That's phase 16. That's the half sit-up position. Now I have to return to the ground. In order to return to the ground, I have to press my right leg, in that case, my right foot really into the floor, using my hips and my legs. And then I slowly return down to the back on the floor. While lying down on the floor, don't make this mistake. Keep the arms extended. So you go down on your back, you're keeping the arm extended. That's why I call it a phase. That's phase 18. With phase 19, you drop the bell. And with phase 20, you go back into the fetal position. So these are 20 phases of the Turkish get up. Screenshot it, memorize it, and learn it, that you understand it to a T. So now, I'm going to demonstrate the exercises, so let me just switch the camera right now. You should be able to see the studio, and just give me a second to see if my system is working. It looks good from here. So let's see. I always have to make sure that... Yes. So you can hear me, that's awesome, and you can also see me. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to put Gypsy on a leash because he's nuts. Gypsy, come here. Gypsy, wo ist dein Platz? That's a good boy. Good boy. Yeah, it's live, right? And I have a child that I have to take care of. Okay, so now, demoing the snatch. Remember those phases, right? Let's jump to the phases. And now, if you want to do it with me, that's why I call it a follow-along seminar. You make sure you have nothing that's in close proximity. We now just do these phases and go through them one by one. Watch me and try to follow me. We have a shoulder width stance. You imagine that the kettlebell is approximately half a meter in front of you. We grab it. Now let's go through these phases. Backswing, boom. Connect your full arm to your body. Hip drive, now you push your hips forward. Now the kettlebell starts flying. Acceleration phase where we pull the kettlebell up. And right before it's overhead, hand insertion is happening. This is a crucial part. And then I'm really spearing the kettlebell in the top fixation. Once we are in the top fixation, I have to drop the kettlebell, bring it back down. Remember the corkscrew? I'm turning the palm towards me. Now, the kettlebell travels around my forearm, initiating or telling gravity, hey, here I am, pull me down. Now, what do I have to do? I unlock the elbow a little bit, and now I'm leaning back, and I let gravity do its thing. And from this moment, I want to switch from this hook grip into the finger grip, let the kettlebell travel. Now I have this full amortization going on. Now I keep, as soon as I unlock the elbow in this position, I extend it, leaning back, and going back into the backswing. Now let's try this again very slowly. And now watch my knees. What I do, this is crucial to understand. We call this the pendulum leg action. I drop the weight. Boom. Catching it with my quads. Extending my knees, bending the hip. Coming back up by really extending my left leg. And now I'm a little bit on my right leg on my foot and bringing the bell back up. We call this the foot kick technique. Advanced stuff. Let me demonstrate. I'm grabbing a very light kettlebell so I can show it to you as slowly as possible. You might as well want to, if you have screenshotted these 9 phases, you might want to hold this now next to your screen so you can see what is happening. Watch, I'm going as slow as possible. Now, as I have demonstrated so many times, the hand insertion is where we switch the grip from the finger grip, where I grab the handle with my fingers, and then I am not grinding the handle, but I let loose, jump inside of it. Now I'm inside the window. My web space, this thing right here, connects with the upper arch of the handle. I slide my whole wrist inside the window, and the lower part of the handle, the lower arch, connects with my forearm, and this is where the kettlebell resides once it's overhead in the top fixation. So now let me demonstrate it a little bit faster. Watch this with a 16. Now, give me a second. Okay, everything's fine with my boy. Let me tell you, his hormones, man, I don't know. I guess he's just becoming a man. So, now remember when I told you that there's only one way to do it? No, there's not. There's not. So you might be thinking, well, this looks way different than I was taught if you come from the hardstyle world, for example. And hardstyle, the difference is they're goosenecking the kettlebell, so there's no corkscrew happening, but they flip it over. There's no pendulum leg action, but there's just a deadlift going on. And there's way more tension involved, right? And no turning off the shoulder, the wrist, or whatever have you. Looks a little bit something like this. Not a full master of the hardstyle snatch because I'm so used to the other variant. And now we even have the modern variant of the kettlebell snatch. What is the modern variant? Well, what I just showed you is the classical one. The classic version is where we use these phases that I just showed you. But now let's check out the modern variant, where we are using way more so-called lever mechanics. Watch this. If you have been watching Ivan Denisov, for example, a heavyweight, a beast when it comes to kettlebell sports, he's using this type of snatch technique. So here we go. There's only one way to do it. I highly doubt it. Now let's jump into the Turkish getup. Now with the Turkish getup, you really want to make sure that you even have more space around you that's clear, nothing in close proximity. So now let's just think about the variants, the phases first. So you can follow me right now. You lay on your back, And now imagine we have the kettlebell that's lying next to me. In my case, it's on my left side. So here I go. I am on my back. Now I turn my whole body to the left side. And what I want to do is, with this imaginary kettlebell, I hook grip it, pull it close to my body, and now I'm back on the floor. We do this setup in order to protect our shoulders. Now let me show you from this side. Here's what I want to show you. I put my leg fairly outside, and my leg that's the leading leg, and the other leg that's extended, I push it out to the side as well. So now the right hand has contact with the floor. Now I press the weight up. Now here's where a lot of people make the mistake, and here I can show you to you like this. People try to get up like this, like you would do a crunch. This is a cardinal mistake because you have to shift your body weight to the side. Think about this. You want to go around the kettlebell, around the line of work, and not directly, lack of a better term right here. So I'm shifting my whole body weight through my left foot that has contact with the floor. I'm pushing it. You can see I'm really exaggerating now. Pushing my whole body weight to my right elbow. So now I'm on my right elbow and my left arm's extended in the air. Now I'm in that half sit-up position, if you remember from the phases. Now I pull my right hand close to my body. Now I'm in that sit-up position. So here it is crucial. What do I have to do? I have to push the hips up into a hip bridge, but I don't have to exaggerate it. I see people do this. I don't think you have to do this. I'm just pushing my hips up in order for me to have enough space to pull my leg behind me. Now here's a crucial mistake that many people do is they pull their knees back and now they're like, hey, why is this not working? It's not just pulling your shin back and bending your knee. It's also rotating your hip. Watch as I'm going in super slow motion. Hips up. Legs coming in. Now watch what I do with my hip. Did you see this? And I also feel a lot more tension on my leading arm that is stabilizing my body weight. Because I have to really, watch this, what I have to do with my shoulder. I have to really shift my whole body. So now watch as my shoulder then points to the floor as I'm sweeping the leg in. Now it points down. And now my hips is back. Arms open. Then I come up in this, if you remember, the half kneeling open position. And what we have seen in the get up is I turn around, then I stand up. Boom. So now I'm in that standing position. I'm coming back for better demonstration purposes. So here I go, backing down into the reverse lunge. Now how do I work with the reverse lunge? I make sure that my foot, my toe, connects with the floor. Because if my whole foot connects with the floor, I'm shifting body weight again. I don't want to do this. And think about you're standing on tracks. So I stand on tracks, boom. See this? I'm on my toes now. Arms still extended. Now I place my knee down to the floor. Front leg turn. Back into the half kneeling open position. Remember from the phases, the windmill's coming. Now how do I work this? And that's a crucial aspect that you learn that will help you when you do the windmill standing. And that is, okay, now I'm in that half kneeling open position and my body is facing diagonally away from the camera, as you can see, right? But my knee is pointing towards you. So now I have to engage in the side hinge, but my chest is not facing to the floor. But now I rotate my spine so that my chest is facing you. Pavel calls this a hinge and a T-spine rotation that's happening simultaneously. So watch as we go down. Now my free hand searches for the floor. Now I got the floor. Going a little bit forward. Here comes the leg sweep motion again. To the front. Hips down. Elbows down. And now here comes my leading leg again. I'm pushing the floor away like you would do a heavy deadlift. I'm pushing the floor away, and now I can go down very slowly. And I think that's a great drill that you can try at home, and that is, am I doing this? Or am I able to do this? Tension in your abdominals as well as your leading leg. And that's why I think it's so incredibly important if we go down from this position to place the leg out and make sure, if my hip allows it, to stay out here. If you have your foot close to your other leg, watch what happens. You fall down. And if the weight gets heavier, your drop will even be harder. So how can we remedy this? Out with the foot. Now I have a stabilizing leg that's aiding me on my way down. Arm goes down, and then fetal position, dropping the weight to save and protect my shoulder. And then what I always do when I work with heavy weights is I go back up and I rest on my back. So this is the proper idea of a Turkish get-up. Now I'm a little bit hot right now. I'm hot. I'm hot. I'm hot just like you love me. Oh, that's a cool song. What was that from? Man, these old days. So here we go. And remember, guys, if you just tuned in, we're having this masterclass of the Snatch and the Turkish get-up. And if you have any questions, please shoot them in the chat right now. We're going to take a look at them at the end. So now we understand the get-up as well. And now let me demonstrate with the kettlebell. Going very slow, so you can watch me. Turning around for better demonstration purposes. Now, I told you there's a couple of ways to do the get up a little bit different. So remember this myth again. There's only one way to do it. I highly doubt there is. So I showed you this front leg turn, right? The front leg turn variant. So now, and let me demonstrate from the floor because the other variant, I don't want to confuse you. That's variant number 2. Watch what I do right now. Going a little bit faster. Half kneeling open position. Instead of rotating the front leg, I rotate the back leg. Stand back up. Okay? On the way down, boom, boom. Okay? Now, I mixed the best of both worlds, and I call it the REIMAGINED Turkish get-up. So, what we're doing is, on the reverse lunge, we do a different kind of lunge, because every time I'm putting my knee back down and I rotate it behind me, I feel like I'm screwing my kneecap into the floor. And depending on the floor you're working with, we have mats, but they're very thick because they have to be able to catch the impact of heavy weights when they drop down to the floor. It doesn't feel proper to me, and it's even a little bit there's a lot of discomfort that I'm experiencing in my knee, and depending on how I feel, sometimes there's even pain if I use heavier weights. So I had to remedy this. Now you might be thinking, well, just use the front leg turn. But here comes another problem. If I use the front leg turn, what I experience is some instability if I use heavy weights. So how did I remedy this? By doing a curtsy lunge. If you don't know what a curtsy lunge is, this is a forward lunge, lateral lunge, reverse lunge that we use for the get-up, and now here it comes. Watch this. curtsy lunge. Watch as I'm going slowly. Now, there's no rotating on my knee necessary, on my back knee, which is awesome. There's maybe still something necessary in my leading leg. Yes, I have to do a little turn, but it's not as big as before. Matter of fact, it's just this. And now I'm able to move. And just in case you're wondering, well, why not just go down like this? It might be troublesome for your lower back. You might put your lower back into a compromising position if you go down like this. That's why they call it this. They call it the windshield wiper move, the hardstyle guys. But I think do a curtsy lunge, and you're already ready to go down with a safe lower back. Another thing that I do is when I go down, watch, even with heavy weights, I do this. I put down my leading leg immediately. So it's heels and hips almost simultaneously. I don't wait and then go down. I combine this one. And sometimes I even combine this move right here, where I'm going down on my elbow, not stopping, and then immediately going down back on my back. And now here comes one more thing, which needs a little practice, but I still think it's even more valuable if you understand it. You come back up. Now watch what I do. From this position, a lot of people have trouble with the half kneeling open position. So I combine, or I melt the half kneeling open position with this leg turn. Watch what I do. I shift my whole body weight away from my knees. Now it's on my hips. My body weight's on my hips, and I feel the pressure going away from my knee. Now I have almost no pressure on my knee. So people who have some knee trouble, maybe that's good for you. So I'm shifting my whole body weight back, and whoom. This allows me to rotate my back leg without this screwing my kneecap down into the floor thing. Whoop, boom, way better. And the final variant that I choose is I start overhead with light to moderate weights. I don't start overhead with heavy weights, because if I use heavy weights, I want to rest every time I put the kettlebell back down on the floor and once I've completed one rep. But if I use moderate weights or a light one, like I'm now using a 16, which is light to me, then I'm starting overhead. So now let me demonstrate all these specific iterations that I've now incorporated into this reimagined Lebe Stark Turkish get up, or the Lebe Stark up, the Stark up. Watch this. Oh, here we have the snatch. Nice one. And yes, I even do this with my heavy weight, and that is a 32 kg. I hope I was able to serve you some value. Now I still got something for you. So, let me switch the camera back. Wow. Man, I love doing that stuff. I just love that. I'm so in love with kettlebells. And now, if you do what I do, you're able to do what I do. I feel so blessed, man. So now, let's see where we're at. And we still have 15 people in the chat. Awesome. So here I got something for you, friends. And that is, let me just see that everything's working fine. And here I go. Bada boom, bada bang. That looks great. Awesome. So, I hope I was able to serve you some serious value. Now, if you're thinking, Gregory, I like what I'm seeing. I really enjoyed it. but maybe I need some more help in that regard, then I want to help you personally. Watch this. I got something for you. And that is the kettlebell course bundle. I have prepared this course bundle only for this session. I got something for you that can help you take your kettlebell form and technique to the next level and give you powerful workouts that I am 100% sure that you're going to love. Watch this. The course bundle is packed with simple workouts, tutorials, so you know exactly what to do to get in shape and get more confident with the kettlebell. And that is the idea of our course system in general. I want to help you increase confidence with kettlebells. And you know what's so beautiful? The feedback that I'm getting, even with our free courses that we offer, is so fabulous. People are getting so much value out of this. So I believe and I stand 100% behind of what I'm trying to propose to you right now. So here's how it works. You have course number 1. We call it Fan Favorites. This is a brand new course that I've developed, and Fan Favorites is a compilation of our most viewed kettlebell workouts on YouTube, and it's made for you if you want to get in shape, train hard, and have fun with kettlebells. The kettlebell course comes packed with 12 powerful workouts that will lead you through 12 powerful weeks of training, so that's 3 months. Our kettlebell courses are always, the workout courses are always equipped to lead you through 3 months of powerful training. The beautiful thing about Fan Favorites is that it is packed with these powerful workouts that I'm about to share in a second. I know you're going to love it because people already love it. And I'm not talking about 3 or 4 people. I'm talking about thousands of people. Watch this. Course number 2 is the Hybrid Style Masterclass Lite. Now, if you just enjoyed this technique session that I demonstrated, when I talk about the Turkish get-up or the snatch in detail, you are going to love this course, the Hybrid Style Masterclass, because the second course is a practice-based online tutorial guide that will help you take your kettlebell form and your technique to an elite level. It is backed by expert opinion, evidence-based practice, and thousands of hours of coaching experience with people in real life. We're going to cover 25 of the most bang for your buck kettlebell exercises in detail, like I did right now. So if you like to geek out on kettlebell exercises, this is the stuff that is made for you. So, Fan Favorites, that's course number 1. What kind of workouts are you going to do? Well, you're going to do follow-along workouts that we filmed on YouTube and that have thousands of likes and hundreds of thousands of views. For example, Pavel's Simple and Sinister, the Power 5 Complex by Scott Yardella, Dan John's Armor Building Complex, and Steve Maxwell's Heaven and Hell Complex. Powerful workouts, and of course our own are added into the mix. Now you might be wondering, well, wait a second, Gregory, if you have these on YouTube, I can do them on YouTube, right? Yes, of course you can. But I've taken all these popular workouts in a system. So now you follow through a system. And when you watch our videos, you don't know what workout will be best to start with and what workout will be the best to finish with. So here I came up with an idea. So it starts with 8 minutes, then it takes you up to 12 to 15, and in the end you will do 30 minutes of work. So that's the idea. There's programming behind it. And it's ad-free. A lot of people are always complaining when they watch our videos or our workouts. They're like, well, in the middle of the session, there's this ad coming, then I have to run through to my iPhone and click. And yeah, well, that's the essence of the YouTube channel. That's why I'm able to do what I do. But with the course, no ads. And in course number 2, you'll cover the most important exercises and discover the secrets of proper form, such as the swing. You'll learn the clean. You will learn the snatch, like I showed you right now. You will learn the jerk. And now, I gotta breathe in. The deadlift, the goblet squat, the reverse lunge, the row, the press, double-handed for beginners and single-handed for pros, windmill, Turkish get-up, farmer's walk, farmer's life, double row, double deadlift, double front squat, double clean, double press, double jerk, renegades, long cycle, farmer's walk, farmer's life. You're gonna learn all these exercises in proper detail. So these are the problems that you're going to solve. No more broken forearms, right? When the kettlebell smashes on your wrist. I just showed you this kettlebell secret of the hand insertion or a competition kettlebell that helps you, that the kettlebell stops destroying your palm skin or your forearm. Lower back pain, gone. Blisters on your hands, gone. Confusion between hardstyle and kettlebell sport, hybrid, gone. Mobility problems, gone. Confused about workout protocols. How should I train? What do I have to do? What do I have to start with first? Gone. You're not comfortable. You're not confident with kettlebells, gone. And this is a big point. I remember when I started with kettlebells and they felt so off. It felt like I'm having such a strange object inside, in my arm, in my hand, and it doesn't feel proper. It doesn't feel nice. But there are this vast amount of benefits that are hidden beneath the first layer of getting to understand the kettlebell. And I knew there's something behind it. So after I got proper coaching from my mentor, Steve Carter, and my sensei, boom, putting in the reps, remember, learning the fundamentals, putting in the reps, rinse and repeat, then it took on a whole new level. Now, I feel like the kettlebell is melting with me. And that's what a lot of people say when they watch us move. They say, well, it looks like the kettlebell melts with you. It looks so fluid. Well, that's thousands of reps and the proper information. Failing to get in shape, maybe you're like, maybe I need something to get in shape. The kettlebell whips you into shape, brother. 100%, or sister, if you're watching. 100%. The kettlebell whips you into shape. And you're missing out on these kettlebell secrets. This is not a marketing gig. There are secrets. I just showed you a couple. And in the course, you'll find an immense amount of them. So here's how this will help you. You have simple and quality workouts. Takes you about 30 minutes per session when you finalize the Fan Favorites program. You'll train maybe 3 times per week with proper workouts, and you discover the fundamentals of proper form. Here's what you need. A kettlebell, number 1. Number 2, a little bit of discipline. And there you go. You only need these 2 things. This is the course dashboard, how everything looks and how you're going to work. On the right-hand corner, you see there's the discussion tab. If you have a question, you write that question inside of it, and I'm going to answer you. We, the team, we're going to answer you. Whenever we see it, it pops up. It says, hey, Jim just asked a question, boom, and I'm going to answer to you. You got some bonuses. You'll have access to one of the biggest kettlebell learning experiences I've ever had in my life. I can't stress enough how much Steve Carter has influenced my kettlebell teachings. And he was in Switzerland. He certified Angie and me. And I've videotaped everything. And you will have access to Steve Carter's teaching, where he showed Angie and me how to do stuff. If you would attend this in person, it costs you up to $700. But here you get it with the course package. It's exclusive. You won't find his teaching anywhere else. It's back behind a paywall. But it is so valuable that people told me, hey, spending the money, watching his course, was worth the money most definitely. And there's one more thing you're getting. Free monthly kettlebell group classes via Zoom. Yes. Free monthly kettlebell group classes. And matter of fact, just yesterday we had a session. It was awesome. And I think Adam's in the chat, right? Maybe Sean's in the chat. And you know how this happens? Here I am, blah, 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 blah. You're behind the camera. You are training. I'm watching you. I'm giving you feedback. I tell you what to do. We have a 45-minute session. Yesterday was awesome. We had swing, clean and press, and goblet squat. It was awesome. They loved it. You get access to it every month. I'm not joking. Every month. There's one opportunity for you to sign up. We have 5 spots. You sign up. It's for free. If you join the academy, if you buy one of our courses, and people really love this. And these spots are gone like this. And matter of fact, we're thinking about creating a standalone kettlebell group class via Zoom. If you're interested, type it now in the chat and say, hey, this sounds interesting. I've already created a survey. We already got feedback that people are interested in joining this on a weekly basis with me doing these Zoom kettlebell group classes, because that's what I do in the gym. But now maybe I want to open it up to online. But independent of whether we do this weekly or not, this one monthly session, you'll always have access to it. Just make sure you add our email to your list so you get the email, the opportunity. Hey, sign up here. You click it, boom, sign up, and you're ready. Now here's the value. Now what you normally pay is for course number 1. We've sold the Hybrid Style Masterclass initially for $997 US. And we are still selling it like this in our Lebe certified program. So the Hybrid Style Masterclass was so intense that I had to dial it down for normal people who don't want to be coaches or get certified, just people who want to train with kettlebells. That's why I call it the light version. So now I dialed it down a little bit, took some stuff out, which is coaching related. But the initial Hybrid Style Masterclass was $997. Fan Favorites is still now, if you want to buy it right now, if you jump on the waiting list for Fan Favorites, you pay $147 US. Bonus number 1, I told you, if you would attend Steve Carter's seminar in person, it's probably around $700 US. This free monthly live workouts, this free monthly group class, all year, every month, cost you about $588 US. So you have a total value of $2,432. But that's not what I'm charging. Nope. $997 is not what I'm charging. Nope. Here it goes. And that's for you exclusively because you're watching this right now. Check it out. Drum roll. Boom. For $199. That's 92% off, friends. Or we have a payment plan. A lot of people really, they enjoy the payment plan. They're like, hey, it's easier for me to do. $89 US for 3 months. Per month for 3 months. 92% off, friends. Okay? So that's what you're getting, friends. That's what you're getting. That's what you're getting. Watch this, man. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. Hybrid Style Masterclass, Fan Favorites, private seminar from Steve Carter, free monthly workouts. That's what you're getting for $199 instead of $2,400. And I give you a guarantee. And a guarantee that's a little bit crazy, but you know what? I believe in what I do. And because I believe in what I do, I can give you a crazy guarantee, right? Watch this. The no gain, no pay guarantee. If you don't gain understanding, if you don't gain knowledge, if you don't gain muscle, if you don't gain an improved shape, if you don't gain insights on how the kettlebell works, after your first 30 days, you get your money back. And you can keep the course as a parting gift. So, hey, goodbye. Oh, I got to give you the stuff back. Keep it, man. Because I know it serves you value. Maybe not right now. Maybe it wasn't the proper decision right now. But maybe somewhere down the line, most definitely. It's a crazy guarantee. But I'm able to give it to you. Because I know this stuff works. Because it is a solidified coaching concept that has been proven in the fire of experts' opinion and working with people in real life. If you are looking for a coach, you better make sure that this person has experience with people in real life and with people from all age groups. We had 9-year-olds in the gym up to 83-year-olds. Everybody loves the kettlebell, and you have to work with somebody who can teach it to people who have never heard about the kettlebell. So that's what I do. That's why I'm able to guarantee you that stuff. So how can you enroll? Check the link in the description or check the link right now that is in the live chat somewhere tagged, or click it. If you watch this on demand, you scroll down a little bit, it says buy now. Click it and you're into it. Bada boom, bada bing, bada bam. That's how it works. Course number 1, Hybrid Style Masterclass. Course number 2, Fan Favorites. Steve Carter's private seminar. Free monthly kettlebell group classes. They're so awesome yesterday. Yesterday was so awesome and I love this. Usually I thought, well, it's just 30 minutes, but then I upped it to 45 because I love seeing your faces. I only see names and chats and texts and emails, but when I see your faces, this is when I can connect. So that's why I love doing this thing. For $199. Buy it now. I'm telling you. I'm commanding you to buy that stuff because this is the opportunity. And sometimes we have an opportunity that's right in front of us. But you know what's the crazy thing? Or you know what's the important aspect about an opportunity? There's always a deadline to it. There's always a chance that you're going to miss it. So you better not miss it. When you click on the link, you have 24 hours to sign up. You got to watch the timer. Somewhere on the page is the timer. That's the time that you have to sign up. And when it's closed, it's closed. It's a powerful deal. Q&A, ladies and gentlemen. Do you have some questions? I am here to take questions. And let's see. And let me just switch back the camera. If you have any questions, you want to make sure that I see them right now. And I'm going to answer them most definitely. And, but you know what you have to do right now? That's what you have to do. Watch this.
Stravo, my name is of no importance to you. Just know this. I sponsored today's video of Lebe. In the back you see my friend Igor. We are both hunting for good kettlebell channels. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Lebe YouTube channel. Or else, comrade, we can't consider you to be a true student of the art of kettlebell training.
Bada boom, bada bang, bada bing. Nice. Okay, let's check out the questions. Do we have some questions? Okay, let's rock. Adam in the chat, Rat TV, my main man. Matt Hammond, anybody else? Yeah, that's what happens, man. We had 2 videos in the feed right now. Over-delivering, friends. We're over-delivering. Yeah, see, I can talk about this all day. Rat TV, can't believe Greg spends his Friday nights here with us. Should be having a few drinks and rubbing his belly up and down the green gym mat. I love this, man. Well, you know, it's part of my working schedule, right? So that's why I'm able, why am I, and the next sentence as well, don't burn yourself out on producing videos every day, lots of hard work. Well, it is part of my work, part of my job. But I do understand that creativity and content production takes another form of toil and another form of work on your brain and on your body. And I think we have 1,300 videos up on the channel right now. So now I've kind of think I've slowly mastered the art of producing a lot of material. I'm incredibly fast. I have an incredibly fast workflow. Sometimes I'm able to produce 3 videos in a day or 2 videos a day and still do coachings. But I also have a lot of downtime. So this is important. Yeah, most definitely. I don't want to burn myself out, but there's a race to be won. And then I want to be in the pole position. Moira, hi, Gypsy. Yeah, Gypsy. You know what's up, Gypsy. Rat TV, question. What do I need to work on in phase 4 to stop my left lifting when using a heavier weight? Where's the weakness coming from? I think you are the left leg, yeah. That's fairly easy to pinpoint when you are going down in the get up or you're standing up, your leading leg, which if you are doing the get up with your right hand, it is your left foot that is on the floor. This is where the weakness is coming from. You probably don't use your foot and your legs to stabilize your body when you go down into the get up. So this is a key part that you want to make sure that you have it down pat. Always push the floor away, and this should almost eliminate your other leg lifting up off the floor. Marlene Brown, does Gypsy need the manscape? When he's sliding around? Was he sliding around? I didn't see it. Yeah, Gypsy loves this. Yeah, he probably needs manscape. Gypsy doesn't have a 20 kg kettlebell dog's bowl to drink out of. That's a great idea. Wow, that would be a cool idea, or a baby kettlebell to toy with. Now he's actually quiet. He's quiet and he's chilling. Sometimes when I leash Gypsy, that's when he understands, okay, now it's playtime's over. But like I mentioned, his hormones as of now or as of late are crazy. But we still love him, and yeah, we have to teach him and educate him. Yeah, that's what's up. I see now from the demo what I might be doing wrong, not going around the weight and using my other leg to push out. Yep, of course. Another aspect, when you are trying to stand up straight instead of going around the working line or the center line. You don't want to stand up in the center line, but deviate away from it. Shift your weight on your elbow through the power of your left leg. Love the level of detail. Thank you, XRP Boom. Yeah, you're welcome, brother. And Rat says, Adam says, this is why this is the best coaching channel on YouTube. Basics are hammered in over and over, and there's always full explanations of how and why. Thank you so much, brother. It's exactly what it is. I've had conversations with experts from all around the world, with Valery Fedorenko, Arseny Zhernakov from Russia, Svetlana Daniliuk, also from Russia, with Geronimo Milo from Argentina, with Luka Korchev from the States, and Denis Vazilev, Stuart McGill, all these heavyweights in the kettlebell world. And the basics are where it's at. And everybody always says the same. And it's not just the basics when it comes to kettlebell training. It's also the basics as it pertains to jiu-jitsu, as it pertains to martial arts, as it pertains to becoming a race driver, as it pertains to whatever have you. The basics, if you have them down pat, then I think you are on the best path to victory. But what we now have nowadays is what I see a lot happening is people think that the fancy stuff that you see on Instagram and on social, which I understand, out of the sensationalism that people engage in order to rake in views and likes and whatever have you and grow on social or whatever. This leads to the fact that we see a lot of fancy stuff. And then people think, well, if that fancy stuff gets 1 million likes, and then you have a proper and easy tutorial on the swing only gets 5 likes, well, it must be that the fancy stuff works better. But that's not the case. But at the end of the day, and I'm digressing a little bit, I always have the habit of digressing, but I still want to point this out, is sometimes you have people who know how the social world works or know how YouTube works, and they put in their knowledge of marketing and creating sensationalist content, combining with below average knowledge on a particular tool, which can be a kettlebell now in that regard. And then, of course, they get more views because the expert who actually knows about kettlebells doesn't even know how to create a thumbnail or creates a title like here is the understanding the most intricate detail of the hand insertion that pertains to a kettlebell snatch. Nobody's going to watch that stuff, right? So you have to use titles and thumbnails, which, are clickable. And I always refer to this as legit bait. Because clickbait is actually what makes you click, and then you think, oh, that's not what I wanted. But legit bait is like, oh, what is this? Boom, and then you actually see that you're getting what you asked for. A whole lot of detail in the Turkish setup. Anthony Agents, most definitely, that's what it is. No wonder it wasn't working for me. Marlene, so great that you're getting value out of this. I hope it now works better. Turkish is my favorite exercise as I get to lay on the floor for a bit. Yeah, it truly is. It truly is. XRP boom. So it's okay to shift or slide your posting hand. Some instructors tell you to keep it at the same place. I like the fact that you move it closer to the body though. Like I said, if you watch it from the beginning, there's only one way to do it. No, there's not. There's not. And you always have to imagine, I do understand proper instruction. When you have a coach that has been instructed or that has been drilled down into their skull that this is how you are supposed to do it. Don't slide your hand, keep it down, and then blah, 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 blah. I do understand this approach because it doesn't let you deviate into a technique or into a form which might be hazardous. So that's why I understand, okay, this is proper instruction and coaching. But what I am giving you is some experimentation because I believe I'm on a level where I truly understand these exercises, where I can try maybe a couple of different things. And at the end of the day, what I see sometimes is with certain clients who have different hip structures, different anthropometrics, different body sizes, they have to maneuver around in a way where maybe somebody would say, well, that's wrong. Well, that's the only way how this person can do it, and there's no harm in there. So while there is most definitely value in following the information to a T, there's also value in trying things out once you have mastered the fundamentals. So the basics are the layers, and then on top of it, maybe there's another layer of where you're trying to experiment and try things out, and maybe if something works for you, okay. But I really am the type of guy who says there's only one way to do it. Even though I do believe we all follow the same basic fundamental principles, but then we maybe deviate a little bit. There's some wiggle room, I believe. Steve Davis, love this. Still prefer the hardstyle snatch though. Yeah, I mean, the hardstyle snatch is way easier. way easier to learn. And if you're having results with the hardstyle version of it, by all means do it. And I would even say that if you have somebody who wants to learn the snatch and they want to just learn it as quick as possible, maybe the hardstyle variant is a better approach. And I believe that's the reason why Pavel came up with this idea and said, listen, we're going to do it a little bit more simpler. All right, so we're going to do it simple and sinister, comrade. And we're going to do just stuff maybe in a simplified manner in order to get people quicker to the results and to the passion and of loving kettlebells that it would normally take. But I'm geeking out on that stuff, and also our clients. Yet at the end of the day, I have to say that we don't snatch with everybody because the snatch is it is a powerful move, but it costs a lot of time and effort to learn it. And what's funny is our in-gym crowd is not the same as the online crowd. The YouTube crowd is very knowledgeable and wants to learn about kettlebells and stuff like this, but our in-gym crowd mostly just wants to get a good workout done. And then it's my job as a coach to give them and teach them, because I believe the kettlebell has the biggest value and biggest bang for their buck. But I also don't want to dump too much information on them, right? Love that style. I'll give that a go. Like starting Turkish cut up from the standing position, so in reverse, basically. And I think the lunge will help me. Awesome, old man. Do it, brother. Julen Alens, is your gym just dedicated to kettlebells? I'm from Spain, and here it's not so much in demand, just combining with CrossFit and so on. Do you think kettlebell training will increase so? Yes, we're dedicated to kettlebells, but like I just mentioned, we just help people move. And we have a appointment-based system where people have to book an appointment with the coach, and then that makes them want to show up. So that's one of the systems that really helps. So we are still a personal training gym. You don't just show up and you do whatever you want, like in a CrossFit box or a typical gym, for example. We are really, every training and every coaching session that you have in here is with the coach. And I believe kettlebells they were on the rise in 2020. And of course, then after the pandemic, it died down a little bit. But I still believe for most people, 95% of people who just want to regular exercise and move and get something that works their flexibility and mobility, also works their heart, their strength, and gives them an athletic body, I believe the kettlebell is most bang for its buck. And I think it's our job, right? The job of kettlebell coaches to push this out into the world. And I just had recently somebody commenting who said, I wasn't into kettlebells because I always felt like this is the tough guy's tool, right? The strong man's tool. Not the strong man, the tough guy, the military. I'm not saying these are tough guys, but you get where I'm coming from. These coarse individuals who are, yeah, that's how we do it, and always, right? Because that was kind of like how Pavel created RKC and Strong First. And I'm just, this didn't click with me. So I joined with somebody else, Steve Cotto. I mentioned him, my sensei, and then I created my own idea of kettlebells, which largely depends upon what I've learned from Steve. And of course, I've taken his idea of teaching and coaching, which I'm so in love with. It's just this humble approach to kettlebells. Everybody can learn it, and everybody can have fun with it. And maybe some people deviate from the norm, which is totally fine. So I do believe it is on the rise. And it's the job of us to make it happen. The class was awesome. A lot of fun and learned a lot. Awesome, brother. Anthony Higgins, I'm interested. Awesome. If you're interested in joining the course, like I mentioned, if you just tuned in, check out the course bundle or watch the whole stream. And then once you click on the course bundle, which I think it's going to serve you a lot of bang for your buck. Believe me, we have over 1,500 people signing up for our academy. I think we have so much massive potential all around the world to show people that the kettlebell is such a powerful and valuable tool that you can use in your daily life, and you don't have to go to a gym. I think that's what a lot of people have realized nowadays, especially since the pandemic, is that people can take care of their own health at home. It makes you self-sufficient and independent. So if you want to jump on the course, most definitely do it, Anthony. Interested, but a very big but. Time zone. Oof. I wanted to join the free one, but it's always 6 a.m. on a work day. Oh man. Yes, man. I know, brother. I know. I'm trying to work this out, but this is the system that I put in place is Thursday. And hey, man, maybe 6 a.m. Maybe one day you decide, okay, you know what? I'm gonna get up at 5:30. Jump on a class for 20 minutes, and then I'll be going off to work. And maybe you create a habit, old man. One day, old man, it just sounds so funny, man. Just talking to you, relating to your YouTube name, your YouTube username. But maybe you'll make it a habit to get up early, and then boom, bada bing, bada bang, bada boom, put it in the work. But I know it's hard to work with time zones. We have people who sign up from China. We have people who signed up from Russia. We have people who sign up from Sydney, from not Sydney, Australia. Sydney is just a city. But and when I see their time zone, in their case, it's 1 a.m. in the morning. And I think Sydney is 3 a.m. in the morning. It's so hard to work with the time zones, man. But, I'm trying to do my best. And, I'd love to see you in the morning, man. 6 a.m. and get it done. Anthony Higgins, if you're able to sign up, please do. I'm enjoying 90 Days of Kettlebells. Awesome, Anthony. 90 Days of Kettlebells is also a powerful program. XRP, boom. I'm a member of your program. It's great. Is the half-kneeling windmill essentially a part of the Turkish getup? Yes, it is. The half-kneeling windmill is an essential part of the getup. And it simulates, actually, the windmill. It mimics the windmill one-on-one. The difference is when you do a windmill standing that's what it is. You do it standing. And you don't go down on the floor. You stand upright. But it is most definitely a part of the Turkish get-up. Or, like you so powerfully mentioned, the Turkish get-down. I love this. Awesome. So what's the main difference between 90 days and 90 gains? Is the gains also nutrition-based? Interested in one of these, but unsure which. 90 days of kettlebells is focused on fat loss. If you're like, hey, listen, want to maybe shed some fat, that's the idea. And then we help you with some easy nutrition coaching, an easy system that's based upon this way how we do nutrition coaching because it's based upon habits. And I believe this is able to help you most definitely for fat loss. And 90 gains is if your idea is, listen, I want to build more muscle. Fat loss is not my main concern, even though you probably engage it when you work with kettlebells. I believe you always engage in both a little bit. And then 90 gains is your tool of choice or your course of choice if you're like, listen, man, I just want to build more muscle. And these workouts are different. And Sean, who was with you, Adam, yesterday in the stream, in the group class, he said 90 gains, the workouts from 90 gains, they click with him more than 90 days. So it might also be, they are most definitely, they are different. The workout schedules are different. The protocols are different because we work according to the laws of hypertrophy. So then we treat the kettlebell a little bit differently like we do it on a regular basis. So Sean really clicks with 90 gains and he's having great success with it. But we also have, like Anthony said, great success with 90 days. And so this is the major difference. Lol, I will give it a go. I'm in. Do it. So the next time I want to see your face, my man. I want to see your face at 6 a.m. And you know what you can tell yourself? You can tell yourself, listen, it's only once a month. So once a month, I will get up at 5:30, ready myself, jump on the stream with us. And it maybe helps you for a better day. Maybe you even discover that you have more energy down the line in the day. This is my 13th year of consecutive and regular training. And I've trained all times. I've trained 5 a.m. in the morning, 6 a.m. in the morning, 12 p.m., 11 a.m., 10 a.m., noon, morning, 9 a.m. I've trained all times. And while I can't tell you that one time is better than the other, this is just rubbish, you have to find out what works for you. And maybe sometimes we have to find out or try something, and then maybe we realize, wow, our body actually resonates with this type of or with this slot of training time way better than in other cases. Why not do it? I really need to get some real feedback. I don't have anyone in the area who coaches kettlebells. Hence, I still get lower back discomfort. So I will sign up for the next one. Do it most definitely. Yes. Rat TV, Sean looked huge, muscle-wise. I mean, yeah, Sean is a beast. Sean is a walking tank. And he's always in these, he's most definitely, he signed up for the last couple of, I think the last 3 times he was with us. And I've always enjoyed, I always love seeing your faces. And that's why I do what I do. And of course, it is behind the paywall. I mean, I have to eat as well. But my idea is to give you as much content and as much as possible. And if you think, if this passion of kettlebells really resonates with you that I have, and then you buy one of the courses, you're gonna experience the same vibe in the paid courses that you experience with the free content. Because I just love what I do. And I'm so happy and blessed that I can do what I do. And I have to say thank you to each and every one who just showed up. We still have 12 people in the chat listening to me rambling. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart because that's the reason why I'm able to do what I do. You know what's up, right?
Stravo, my name is of no importance to you. Just know this. I sponsored today's video of Lebe. In the back, you see my friend Igor. We are both hunting for good kettlebell channels. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Lebe YouTube channel. Or else, comrade, we can't consider you to be a true student of the art of kettlebell training.
Bada bing, bada bang. I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining. And I will catch you on the next one. And remember, there's also a video that just premiered. So if you need more content of Lebe, you just watch this video and I think it's a workout. So go get a workout. Go buy the course that you see now in the chat and I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you so much for joining. Peace out.
If you're looking for kettlebell courses that can help you lose weight, build muscle, and improve your kettlebell technique, then check out the Lebe Academy. Let us help you discover a new perspective on kettlebell training, making it simple and easy for you to understand. Join the waiting list of your desired course now and secure your spot when it's open for enrollment. Link is in the description.